back like we never left. Cause we never left. Yeah. Just say legend when you refer to me. That's all facts, man. I don't do that hyperbole. Verbally, certainly never occurred to me that I rap. Cause over beats, man, I be performing surgery. And over beats, man, y'all be committing perjury. Y'all just as truthful as the cops that be murdering. The ones that say they scared for their life, they justify murder.
Welcome back to Givens Playbook with Nephratiti Givens, where the field in court of marriage is undefiled. So we're going to talk about the finals. You happy about the finals this year?
Yes, I'm absolutely happy about the finals. My favorite player is going to the finals this year. I do feel like this is the only opportunity and the best opportunity. Well, I won't say only opportunity because I know there's more chances down the line, further in his career. But, you never want to miss out on a door that opens up the first time because for most players, they only get one chance. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like, as great as Charles Barkley is, he only had one shot at it. They didn't get it because he was in the way of Michael Jordan. So whenever you have that first taste of it, you want to get it immediately because you never know. You just never know. But I do think that Giannis will get more chances, but I want him to get this one this time. I do love CP3, but
just not against
Giannis. Yeah, just not against Giannis.
Well, I mean, you do have to understand that this won't be an easy feat for Giannis, specifically because you're going up against probably, I would say, the greatest team right now in basketball right now.
Most definitely.
So it won't be easy for them to do this. But so you were going with the Bucks?
Yes, I'm going with the Bucks.
Bucks in what?
6.
I've got Suns in 6.
Yeah,
I got Suns in 6. That's crazy. You feel like the Suns will only win twice.
Yeah,
the best team in the league, and you feel like they only gonna win twice. That's absolutely crazy.
Yeah. So I do think out of the first 2, the Bucks is going to win at least one of them.
I agree.
And it's hard to win in Milwaukee.
Really, what it is you just biased. But I do feel like Bucks will win, but I only feel like they're only going to win 2, if that. I feel like the Suns, they're going to win. They are. They're going to. Chris Paul is going to get his ring, his well-deserved ring, and but it, either way it goes, no matter what, I am rooting for Chris Paul. I'm rooting for the Suns. Period. I'm rooting for Devin Booker. I feel like Devin Booker, that is one deserving person right there because he really. It's like he like the little engine that could. No matter how hard he tried, it just didn't matter.
And he was loyal to the Suns.
Yes, Phoenix, yes.
Could have been left.
Yes.
With all that talent that he got, but he stayed loyal to the Suns.
Yes.
And that's what happens when you be loyal to the Suns. Eventually,
loyal to any team, really.
Any team. Eventually, the right pieces is going to come. Eventually, they're going to make moves because I know each and every team is not settling for less. Every team wants.
That's not true for every situation. Look at Carmelo and the Knicks.
I mean, he had a squad. They just didn't win.
So, I mean, but that's what I'm saying. Like you said, that's what happens when you pick loyalty. Eventually, the right pieces will come, and then it'll pay off and blah, blah, blah.
He had the right pieces. I think 2013 was probably the best squad he had when he went with the Knicks.
So you feel like they should have went to the finals?
Heck yeah, but he went against LeBron James in the Heat. They had a squad too.
Yeah, you got a point there. I ain't gonna lie, I can't even argue.
It's just the circumstances.
Yeah, you right. I can't even argue with that. You right. But again, if it came to that, then really what should have happened was they should have been able to beat LeBron James.
They should have. I think they had the pieces to do it.
But not the pieces to beat LeBron. But I mean, You got a point, though, so I can't really argue with it. I mean, you got a point to an extent. I mean, loyalty does not always get you anywhere. Like James Harden.
Yeah.
That didn't suffice either. But, or Russell Westbrook. Like, those types of situations. Really nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, like Kobe Bryant, him too.
That's different. Him being loyal, he went to the finals.
Yeah, I mean, he got his chances, but, you know. Plenty chances, but he still had, even after the Achilles injury, 2013 was a year that we all believed he was going to win it again, where he had Dwight Howard and Paul Gasol and them, but, you know, he got hurt and things didn't go out the way. But after those years, he still played with the Lakers, and they didn't get the pieces that he needed to win a championship after that.
I mean, they were too busy pulling in the younger guys.
Yeah, they were trying to rebuild around Kobe and stuff.
Yeah. Which wasn't smart, because Kobe Bryant is an old head. He does. I feel like Kobe. Well, excuse me. He was an old head, and he really. I feel like he was okay with young men because they had to be teachable. They had to be coachable.
Yeah.
And if they weren't, then I feel like that's where Kobe had the issue. However, I do believe that, you know, even though you feel like they're going to win, I don't think they will. I do not see them defeating the Suns. I don't think the Suns will get it easy, though. No, absolutely not. I don't think it will be easy. Giannis, everybody's looking at Giannis, but Giannis is not enough. Not to me, he's not. Not for Milwaukee as an organization. I feel like everybody is going to have to come together.
Everybody. To
defeat Phoenix.
Yeah.
That's the best. Not only is that the best team in the West, that's the best team, period. Like what they pulled with Atlanta, sitting out Giannis for the win, that was great. Let's cut to that real quick. I thought that was great because it builds confidence in your team. If you can sit out a star player and say, we're going to sit him out. He's not playing. He's hurt. We can't just be confident in Giannis. We have to be confident in y'all. Mm-hmm. And that builds confidence. That built confidence in 9 other people. Yep. To be able to fill the void and fill those shoes and fill the gaps where Giannis had to sit out. And that is why they were able to conquer, because the difference between Bucks and the Hawks was that Bucks didn't play Giannis. Atlanta played Trey.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Yeah. And speaking of Trey, he had a bad elimination game as far as stat wise. I think
because he was hurt.
Yeah,
but see,
I understand.
He was hurt. That is the point that I'm trying to get at. The fact that Bucks didn't play Giannis, Hawks played Trey. But he was hurt. What Hawks should have did was taken a page out of Buck's book and said, okay, we're not going to play Trae Young. Y'all got confidence in y'all team. We got confidence in ours. And what that did was you putting in a hurt Trae Young. What do you think that's going to do to 9 other people on the team? That's going to tell them they think we can't do it without this guy. He's handicapped. Mm-hmm. So what do that say about us? That don't do nothing but deteriorate the confidence that you have tried to build within your own organization. And I thought that was a little dumb, because Bucks not playing Giannis, I feel like that's the reason they won, because it's not just about their abilities. It's about their chemistry. Yeah, it's about their confidence. So I feel like what they should have done was taking a page out of Milwaukee's book to try to build some type of confidence. I feel like that's what happens when you do stuff like that.
Yeah, and I was happy to see how the Bucks gather together and, you know, pull those last 2 wins off like that. Mm-hmm. Without Giannis. I mean, I was enjoying watching Brook Lopez play like the old Brook Lopez that we all once seen when he played for the Brooklyn Nets, because by Giannis being out, Brook Lopez was able to play inside like a big man, like how he normally would play. But when Giannis is in the game, they try to spread the floor so Giannis can drive. So now Brook Lopez is out of his comfort zone, make to where he got to like learn how to shoot threes now. And but Brook Lopez is an inside out guy. He's not an outside in. He's the inside out guy. So when Giannis was out, Drew Holiday was able to step up. He stepped up really big time. Like he's one of the top 2 main reasons why they made it this far, because of his confidence, him stepping up, him putting everything on the line, and, you know, coming up with a lot of points and assists. Because, you know, when Giannis was there, he wasn't producing as much. He was kind of being a facilitator. But when Giannis was out, he was able to be himself.
He did his part, though.
He did his part, definitely did his part. And Chris Middleton, you know, he was on fire. What game was that? I think it was.
No, I'm talking about Giannis. Giannis did his part up until
Giannis,
this point.
Yeah, he consistent all the time. Every game he's consistent, but like you said earlier, you know, Giannis can't do it by himself. He needs a crew. He needs a supporting cast to help him.
He's just not one of those players.
No, he's not.
He's just
definitely.
not. He's just not.
He's not no
one of those
Michael
players.
Jordan or no Kobe Bryant.
No. But that doesn't take away from who he is. That does not take away from the fact that Giannis is a household name. He can take the lead. I feel like he can. He can take the lead, but I don't feel like he can drag an entire team to the end. No.
If he had a good 3-point shot,
he needs to work on that, though. But we've been saying that for years because the league has moved. I won't say is moving. They have. The league has moved in the direction of everybody learning to shoot. And I feel like Giannis really should learn how to, he should learn all areas of the floor. I mean, he have his nights sometimes where, you know, he can drop a few, but, you know, I feel like Giannis, he's good where he is, but if he could shoot threes, I agree with you. That dude would be deadly.
Yeah, he'll be
deadly. Like that's a deadly. Like you can look at a player and be like, oh, if he just had this, if he just had that. Giannis is just one of those people. If he could shoot, that would be one deadly person.
Definitely.
What did you feel about the Clippers? You know, Paul George. Yeah, they fought really hard, I felt like. But
I'm going to give a lot of credit to Paul George. I mean, over the past years, he's been getting criticized, made fun of for not, you know, especially with the Thunder. He been getting criticized for not coming up big, coming up in the clutch. You know, they feel like he was, you know, shying away from big moments and where moments that define your career, define your legacy. But this year, Paul George, when Kawhi Leonard went out, Paul George really showed himself. He showed him. I mean, he really just turned up the notch. I never seen Paul George play like this ever in my life. And I want to give him a lot of credit for how well he played this playoffs despite being under a lot of pressure. Because, you know, when one of your star player go down, they're looking to you to fill that void. They're looking to you to do extra work to make it seem like Kawhi Leonard is still in the game, but it's not. And Reggie Jackson, oh my goodness, Reggie Jackson. They've been saying like Reggie Jackson with the goggles play better than Reggie Jackson without. So if I was Reggie Jackson, I'll keep his goggles on because that man was a bad man as well in the playoffs. He helped out Paul George a lot, putting up 20-some points a game just every night, and Paul George doing this thing every night, averaging almost a triple-double a night. I mean, just spectacular on Paul George's end, just amazing.
Yeah, but you know, a lot of when Kawhi got hurt, there was the question of can Paul George lead a team to such and such? Is Paul George this, Paul George that? I felt like because it was the playoffs and because they were so close, it was easy for people to begin the slander. I just didn't understand that. I felt like Paul George is a very well-respected player. And in my book, I see it. I see who he is, what he's done for the league, for the organizations that he's played with. And I believed in him. Now, I don't think that he can do it by himself entirely. No. Like if Kawhi was out this entire postseason.
Yeah.
No,
Nah.
I don't see that. But I did believe that he could pull off the wins that was needed.
Yeah.
He was doing his part. So to say that he wasn't, or to say that he's this, or to say that he's that, it just absolutely ridiculous.
But this is a learning lesson for Paul George. I know he's going to take in this series, this whole playoff run, and learn from it.
There's a article going around about the Pelicans being interested in Kevin Love. Getting Kevin Love from the Cavs. That's the same thing I did. That's the same thing I did. Like, I feel like putting him around all of those young guys, like he's the centerpiece and like he's the difference maker. Like, and they were saying, like the article was saying something about him, being a good example and a leader over all of those younger guys. Like Kevin Love, I don't know about that. I don't know. I mean, he is a seasoned guy. He's played with the best. However, I feel like Kevin Love's time to build a team and like this model that they're making for him, I just don't think is realistic. I just don't. I don't think that is realistic. Like the things that they're saying about him, like he's going to completely transfer Pelicans' atmosphere into this phenomenon.
Yeah. I would say this about Kevin Love. Kevin Love, he's a all-star player, NBA champion.
Yes.
And he is also a good all-around player. He can shoot the ball, get rebounds. I mean, I think his rookie year.
But see, that's the problem. You comparing a Kevin Love from 3, 4, 5 years ago.
No, I'm giving him his praise right now. I'm giving him his praise.
We get it. We not doing that. I understand that. I get it. I said that. Kevin Love, I understand. He has his credentials. I understand that. He can pass me his resume and I'll pass it right back to him and say, I know, I get it. But
I will say this though. Each team, I do also believe that at least each young team, because the Pelicans is a young team, and they are they've been trying to add pieces.
Kevin Love is not that dude though.
I mean, I know he's not that dude, but I do.
He's not the person for that.
I know he's not, but at least But I do think that every young team at least need at least one veteran player.
Kevin Love though, like to set the Pelicans on the road to success is what they're saying, like mentally and.
So what veteran player you think they need?
Not Kevin Love.
I mean, that's probably the only choice they got.
Hey, and look, like I said, there is nothing wrong with adding. It's nothing wrong with that. But can we focus on the needs, not the wants?
And he'll be able to stretch the floor for Zion. Because Kevin Love can shoot the ball. He can shoot the three for sure.
I understand all of that. But to make him a model, like the missing... Huh?
Now, I don't think he's a missing piece, but I do think he's an add-on.
Yes, and that's fine, but say that. You know what I'm saying? Like, why? What? Say that. Say that he's the add-on. I just didn't see that. I don't see the whole Kevin Love hype with Pelicans. No, absolutely not.
How do you feel about the Portland Trailblazers? Made a big move this offseason. They chose Chauncey Billups. I do think that this was a good choice.
What team did he coach before this?
He was an assistant coach.
Yeah, assistant coach for who?
I want to say Clippers.
But
I could be wrong.
Yeah, no, I feel like we right because we both said it at the same time.
Yeah, so he was with Doc Rivers, and Doc Rivers he's a great coach. Champion coach. He always he's always in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but Chauncey Billups wasn't with him that entire time.
I know, but he was with them for the Clippers, so I'm saying like he at least got, mentorship, and he at least learned how to be a good coach underneath Doc Rivers. So now I feel like Chauncey Billups, took his notes, studied Doc Rivers on how he controlled his team and managed his team to be who they were, and also gather his own ideas with the skill set that he had. When he was playing. He's a 2004 NBA champion, the Finals MVP for that year as well. Beat the Lakers that people thought that was unbeatable. So, with all that being said, I think that this is a good move for him for the Trailblazers, and also to help Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum help this team be a better team.
I feel like it's a gamble. Because you have a coach who hasn't taken that role yet. He hasn't been a head coach yet, so
And they said this about Tyronn Lue too.
Yes, I agree, but I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm saying that it's a gamble. I'm saying just be prepared for whatever.
Yeah.
Me personally, I really, really wish Jason Kidd would have taken the job. I do. I wish he would have.
He's somewhere right now, though.
Yes, he is, but Mavericks, right?
Yep,
he went to the Mavericks, but I just wish he would have. I just wish he would have taken the job with Portland, because I believe in Jason Kidd and his abilities. Like, people, when he first started out, they did not think that he was that good as a coach, but I saw it.
Yeah, he was successful his first year.
He went to the final. I'm not the finals, but he went far, like in the playoffs, and they released him. That right after that, I just did not understand that. Like, I'm like, Jason Kidd he's great. He's proven. And so I wish, and then when you have a team like the Portland Trailblazers, they are a great team. They just can't do it. I just don't know what it is. Like, they have it, they just can't get there. And I feel like, man, if they just add Jason Kidd, who knows what Portland could be on, what type of time they could be on. But I am happy for Chauncey Billups. You have to start somewhere. That's why I'm not saying it's a bad thing, because how else are you gonna, how else are we gonna know if you're a good head coach? All right, let's move on to the best sport of all time.
Yes, it is.
Yes. Tim Tebow. I love me some Tim Tebow.
Mm-hmm. Though he wasn't the greatest quarterback, but he has a quarterback eye, and he has a quarterback, play. He's a playmaker. Mm-hmm. Tim Tebow is a playmaker. Mm-hmm. He just go with the flow. If he got to rush, he'll rush. If he got to throw, he'll throw. If he got to get a hand off to running back, he'll do that. Mm-hmm. But if you want to play, if you were smart, I would use Tim Tebow like how the Saints use Taysom Hill. Taysom Hill, he's a very versatile player. Can play quarterback, play receiver. And they like to make him go in motion to do different things. So if the Jaguars is really smart, I would use Tim Tebow to be an all-around player. Like, maybe a few downs, he'll play quarterback just for that down, and then go back to the regular position. The next down, play him at tight end. The next down, play him at H-back. Next other down, play him at fullback. Make him go in motion, do different things to trick the defense. If the Jaguars is really smart, I will utilize Tim Tebow in that way, because I know Tim Tebow still have that quarterback mentality in him, instinct in him. So I know every now and then he would love to throw the ball a little bit every now and then.
That ain't why we hired you, though.
But it ain't why they hired him.
That ain't why we hired you. I don't care what you like.
But I know he would love to just get a touchdown reception. I know he would love to throw the ball every once in a blue moon like Tyson
That
Hill.
ain't why we bringing you here.
But keep him at tight end. This is the position that he's agreed to.
Yes.
He wanted to try out for. So make his primary position a tight end spot. I do want to see him in training camp and him in a preseason game because I do want to see. I mean, he's a runner. He ran the ball a lot in his days with Florida and the Denver Broncos. Mm-hmm. So I know running is not a problem, but I want to know if he can run a route. Can he run a precision route? Can he run a 10-yard drag? Can he run a 10-yard curl correctly? Can he gather his feet right? Do we have field instinct where he got to know where he's out in the field? Where if you close out of bounds, can you gather your 2 feet in bounds before you fall out of bounds? Like, do you have those kind of instincts on the field? And also awareness, like when you're running across the middle, having the feel of if you're by the field contact, catching the ball and at the same time bracing for contact. So that way you can catch the ball and, hold it completely and have a full reception and not get hit and the ball come out in the air or a catch that you could have had and all of a sudden you got hit and it came out. Those were the things that we trained when I was playing in college football is catching the ball in contact, catching the ball in the middle of commotion and seeing if you can hold on to the ball in the midst of it. I want to see if you have those kind of skill sets as a tight end. I want to see those things. And I played tight end, so I know the kind of drill.
Yeah. I was about to say, like, I never played football a day in my life, so I can't really relate to the passion that you just had.
Yeah.
What Tim Tebow has to do. What I fear is that they brought him back. They gave him a chance. You got Coach Meyer from Ohio State coming in and, taking a stab at being a coach in the NFL. So that's a good thing. So it'll be a experiment for everybody. But this could either go terribly wrong or it could go great for Jacksonville. Because this whole team is just an experiment. I mean, if you really look at everything they've done over the past few months, it's really just a science project at this point because, you got people that haven't played in the league in 6, 7, 8 years and just coming back out of nowhere playing a completely different position, and then you have a coach from the NCAA coming in. Great coach in college, but the NFL is a different lineup.
Yeah.
So I am hoping for the best, but if it goes well, good.
Yeah, if it goes
But
well,
I am open to the possibility of this completely going down the toilet.
Yeah, this is going to be a storyline every week. This is going to be one of the things they'll be talking about. Seeing what Tim Tebow is doing.
You know what? What I fear? I fear that if Tim Tebow does great, he's going to leave Jacksonville.
Oh, yeah. He's going to
leave Jacksonville and go somewhere else. If Jacksonville is not on
championship caliber.
Yes. Like if he finds out his potential as a tight end and they're not following his footsteps, he's gonna leave, and that's gonna suck because they gave him a chance. Now I saw this meme this morning. They had a start, bench, and cut, and it was Terrell Owens. So who would you start? Who would you bench? Who would you cut? They had Terrell Owens. They had Megatron, Calvin Johnson. And they had Randy Moss.
Mm-hmm. All right, so...
Dang, I didn't even say... hold on. I didn't even say who would you start, bench, or cut. Can I say that first?
Yeah.
Who would you start? Who would you bench? And who would you cut?
All right. Calvin Johnson, Randy, and T.O., I respect all of you guys. I respect y'all game. I follow my footsteps behind y'all game.
You about to say something so stupid.
But if I ran my offense...
You about to say something so stupid.
This is my offense. If I ran my offense...
This is about to be so dumb.
I would start Calvin Johnson. And I would cut...
Who would you bench?
Bench?
Yes, who would you bench?
Terrell Owens. And cut Randy Moss. And I'm going to tell you why.
Wow.
I'm not a deep ball person. So, the reason why I want to keep Calvin Johnson starting, because if you want to be realistic, Calvin Johnson is probably, if he never retired early,
I agree with what you were about to say.
He would be the greatest receiver of all time.
Yes.
But if you look at Randy Moss and T.O., if you combine those two together, that's Calvin Johnson. You got a deep ball player, and you got a player that got strength, and he can run deep routes and short routes. He can do everything.
Oh my gosh.
So, he can do everything.
Okay.
But the reason why I would cut Randy, because, like I said, I'm not a deep ball person. I'm a player that's like even when I'm playing Madden, I hardly throw the ball deep. Even when I'm playing against you, I never threw deep balls because they ain't gonna get them.
No, you don't know that.
I mean, they got to be completely wide open. If they cover or double cover, I'm not throwing the ball.
I agree. Interception all day.
I'm not throwing the ball because one of them gonna get it.
Interception.
So I'm a precision player. I like to play. Down by down. If I get a big run, or like I said, somebody got to be completely wide open for me to throw the ball deep.
So you want Terrell to play more closer in the proximity of?
Yes.
Okay. More towards the line.
Yeah.
Okay.
He can do that, and he's not afraid to. T.O. is not afraid to run across the middle. He's not afraid to run a 10-yard drag, and Ray Lewis is right there. He'll prep himself for a hit. He's not scared of Troy Polamalu if he need to take a hit from him.
Okay.
He's not scared. T.O. is not scared to make those plays. He's not scared to get dirty. I know Randy Moss, he's a finesse player. He's not that tough, I'm going to truck you. Like, he one of those players, like, he catch the ball. If he see you coming out, he going to run the bounds to save himself from getting hurt and making contact like that.
So
but he's great, though. He's great at what he's do, but he's not rough and tough like T.O. was. I'm like that, so I want him on my team.
All right, so
let me ask this question.
No, hold on. We just took a little break, and I want you to. What did you say? I want him to say on camera what you just said to me. What you say?
The NFL last week ranked the top 5 most talented teams or rosters ahead of the 2021-2022 season. They got it ranked from 1 to 5. So number 1, the Buccaneers, which is, I agree. And number 2, the Cleveland Browns. And number 3, the Kansas City Chiefs. Number 4, Green Bay Packers. And number 5, the Buffalo Bills. I totally disagree with this top 5 lineup. The lineup should be Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and number 2, the Chiefs again, and number 3, the Buffalo Bills, and number 4, I would love to take out the Green Bay Packers and add the Tennessee Titans, and at number 5, the Cleveland Browns. Now, I understand why they pick Cleveland Browns at number 2, because they feel like Odell going to come back healthy, from his injury. And Landry, he's still healthy. And Mayfield going to do his thing, whatever. But the reason why I'm taking out the Packers, though, because the Titans added Julio Jones. Now, you know what he can do. Now you got a balanced team. You got Tannehill at quarterback. You got the top 2 running back in the league right now that's going to be one of the top picks for fantasy draft. And then you got one of the top 3 best receivers in the top 5 best receivers in the league. That is going to make the Tennessee Titans balanced. Where you got a passing game and you got a running game to the point where it's going to be hard for defenses to adjust to this. Because you already know they going to, before Julio Jones, they had an okay passing game, but their main strength was running the ball. So you know they was giving Derrick Henry all these carries because Derrick Henry was really carrying their team to where they had got. Now it's going to be a balanced team where they can pass the ball and run the ball any given time of the day. So, and then you don't even know if Rodgers is going to play this year. Without Rodgers, they not going to go nowhere. And it happened a few years ago. Remember that time when Rodgers tore his collarbone? Did the Packers make the playoffs? No. They weren't even close because their best player was out.
Are you done?
Yeah, I'm done ranting.
You are putting Tennessee. Is that what you said? Tennessee?
Yeah, over the Cleveland Browns.
And you want... Oh, you taking the Browns out?
No, I took the Packers out.
Yeah, see that what?
Yeah.
You do know they went 13-3, right?
With Aaron Rodgers.
But he's still on their roster, and he can still stay with them. No,
that's but we don't know if he playing.
But we're not thinking about that. We're not talking about that. You talking like he not even there no more. If you are going to make a substitution, it should not be the Green Bay Packers. That don't even make sense. They only lost 3 games
with Aaron Rodgers.
They still have Aaron Rodgers.
But we don't know if he's playing.
We haven't gotten to that point because he's still on the team. The second problem that I'm having is you subbed them for Tennessee over the Pittsburgh Steelers. We were the best in our division. The Pittsburgh Steelers were really good, especially with a veteran, old Ben Roethlisberger.
They got beat out by the Browns. That's why I kept the Browns in there.
Okay. It doesn't matter that they got beat out by the Browns. We're talking about the most talented.
And I do think that the Tennessee Titans this year, they are going to be dangerous. I'm telling you.
The Tennessee Titans, you would sub them in over the New Orleans Saints.
Yes.
Who had a better record than the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Drew Brees is retired.
Didn't you just brought up a game that already happened, right? Based off of Cleveland and Pittsburgh. But then you double back to talk about stuff we don't know yet. That don't make sense.
Odell is coming back. Julio Jones is good, and I feel like Julio Jones is a good piece for the Tennessee Titans, a good add-on.
I agree. He might be. But Tennessee hasn't proven what the caliber that you're talking about to be fitted in over the Packers. I
mean, the Buffalo Bills is in it. They haven't done nothing yet, but they in
What? What? And that's your team. How can you say that? The Buffalo Bills
like Super Bowl wise and all that stuff.
The Tennessee Titans haven't been to the Super Bowl either. So what are you talking about?
And the Buffalo Bills haven't either, but they on there. They're on the list.
But the Bills have proven themselves to be on the list. So the Bills have proven themselves to be on the list.
So as Tennessee Titans, with what they had, they did everything they could with what they had.
But make it make sense. They got to the playoffs. They got to the playoffs.
2020 is look at 2021. This coming season right here, right now.
Ben Roethlisberger is still on the team.
He is still there, but I don't think
what?
I don't think that the 2020 Pittsburgh Steelers is going to be over the 2021 Tennessee Titans with newly added Julio Jones,
who has not played it down in Tennessee.
He don't need to. We know what he can do. And if Drew Brees is playing, Tennessee Titans wouldn't be on there. Saints would be on there.
You is so capped. You are so capped. So Ben Roethlisberger should say this. So forget Drew Brees. What about Ben Roethlisberger?
No, him playing or not, I won't put him on there. I just don't think that this year they're going to be as good as it was last year. Especially after losing like how they did. I don't think.
Oh, okay. Now we really got to end the episode. Thank you for joining this week's episode of Givens Playbook. We will see y'all next episode. Good job.